the Padres have had a bad season. For everything and all the money that they have spent over the last 2 seasons and making trades and trading away their farm system, and they traded their farm system for Juan Soto.
Right.
They gave up a lot for Juan Soto. And that's why the Nationals had to make the trade at the trade deadline last year. If you remember, everything that we've heard the last 2 weeks before the trade deadline, people were saying there was no way the Nationals were trading Juan Soto. And then at the last minute, really the last day, Juan Soto gets traded for practically 6 or 7 prospects. And then Josh Hader, before Juan Soto, was traded for the Brewers. And everybody knew that the Brewers were trading Josh Hader, but nobody would have thought that Josh Hader was going to be traded to the Padres. And when you look at the numbers that Josh Hader had, I didn't even know his numbers were that good. If you look at his numbers right now, is he not the best relief pitcher in baseball right now?
Yeah, again, he's been pretty steadily in that. Besides, like you were saying, like when he first got to the Padres last year.
No, he doesn't have those numbers.
He had that bad month, but since then he's been up to par to that again consistently. He was good in the playoffs this year, especially against the Mets. He pitched, I think, multiple games with 2+ innings as well. And I think the only time he really struggled in the playoffs last year was that one game against the Phillies, I think Game 4, where the Phillies came back in the 8th inning. But that was really it. And since then, he's still put on that stellar season again. Again, it's just the dilemma of, do you want to give all that money to a relief pitcher? The Mets took that chance with Edwin Diaz, and he hasn't played this year.
I can't believe that the Padres are under 500.
Yeah.
With all that talent, how many $300 million players do you have on your team?
Yeah, 3 hitters, and then you have another one in Bogarts that's not far behind. So it's one of those things where they haven't gotten a lot of those stars to play as well as they could either. And then some of their pitchers have had injury issues. So it's just a bad combination of everything.
And I know this is the same thing that's going on with Shohei Ohtani. Because everybody is going back and forth. Do you think that the Angels are going to trade Shohei Ohtani? Then we all believe that he is going to be a Dodger next year anyways. Yep. And now we've heard that the Dodgers still could be interested in making a trade for Shohei Ohtani, but now they're saying that they're not the lead team. And I believe no matter what, I think the Dodgers believe they're going to get Shohei Ohtani anyways.
Right.
So why are they going to make a trade? Why are they going to trade away their farm system for Shohei Ohtani when they believe in the offseason they're going to make a move for him and they're still going to get him? So I understand the speculations and people's thoughts that he could be a Dodger next year no matter what. But why, if you're an organization like the Dodgers, so right now you're the number 1 team in the NL West. You've been really trailing all season long. You trailed the Diamondbacks, you trailed the Giants, and now finally you're in first place. You have a tremendous team, tremendous pitching staff that's getting healthy at the right time, and the lineup is stacked. Why do you need to make a move for Shohei Ohtani now, especially when you have to give up a significant amount? And the Angels know that, and I don't believe anything that the Angels say. I do not. Because for them to say that they're not interested in trading him, they want to hold on to him because they still think they're going to make the playoffs. The Angels are not making the playoffs. Okay? They're not. The Angels right now are 54-49. A couple of weeks ago, they were under 500, so Shohei Ohtani's having a great year. He's, 38 home runs now, 39 home runs. He's playing great baseball. He really is. But all in all, this team is not going to compete with the Astros. They're not going to compete with the Rangers. And with the American League East, as good as it is, when you have all these teams like the Orioles, the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Yankees, and I believe even the Red Sox and the Yankees, they're still going to be fighting to get that final playoff spot. There's no way the Angels are making the playoffs.
Even so, like the infrastructure that the Angels have right now is just not well built for today's baseball when you see these teams be very successful. Now, the Phillies made it to the World Series this year with spending a lot of money like the Angels have been doing. That's, I guess, the one exception to the rule so far, but you look at the 2020 World Series, was the Rays and the Dodgers, 2 very well-built teams with prospects and good trades and stuff like that. Then the Astros and the Braves, probably the 2 best well-oiled machines in baseball, make it to the World Series the year after, and then the Astros make it again. Like, that's the model that these teams have to build on, and we've seen teams rebuild faster than usual because of that, too. If you look at the Orioles and the Diamondbacks this year, you look at the Padres 3 years ago when they broke out, the Cubs when they broke out in the middle of last decade, and they went to the World Series and won it in 3 years. Like, why not take that kind of approach? Why not take that kind of model when you can get probably 6 good prospects for Shohei Ohtani?